No. Okay, so we are at Dulles International Airport in Virginia, waiting on our flight to London. We are very excited. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, we're on the train.
Oh, we're going on the plane. You excited?
Yes, I never been on a plane.
Yeah, excited?
You never been on. There could be any consequence anyways.
You excited?
It's not behind the. What's that?
Us getting on the plane to London. London, here we come. For this trip, we selected British Airways, and right from the start, they wowed us with their impressive courtesy toward families. For example, because I had children with me, I was automatically pushed toward the front of the line and allowed to board first. I did not pay for this extra service. It was simply because I had little ones with me. British Airways is not just an airline, it's a gateway to unforgettable experiences and exceptional service. As one of the world's leading airlines, British Airways has a rich history that spans over a century, making it a trusted choice for millions of travelers around the globe. Flying with British Airways means experiencing world-class service from the moment you step on board. The airline is renowned for its attentive and professional cabin crew who go above and beyond to ensure your journey is as comfortable and enjoyable as possible. Whether you're flying in a luxurious first class, the refined Club World business class, or the premium and economy cabins, you'll be treated to outstanding hospitality and amenities. British Airways boasts a modern and diverse fleet of aircraft, including the state-of-the-art Boeing 787 Dreamliner and the Airbus A350, designed for maximum comfort and efficiency, with a vast network of routes covering over 180 destinations. British Airways connects you to some of the world's most exciting and sought-after destinations, from the bustling streets of New York and Tokyo to the serene landscapes of Cape Town and Sydney. British Airways makes the world accessible. The in-flight experience with British Airways is second to none. Passengers can enjoy a range of in-flight entertainment options, including the latest movies, TV shows, music, and games, all available on personal screens. The airline offers a variety of dining options featuring gourmet meals and a selection of fine wine and beverages. We touched down on time at London Heathrow Airport. Elizabeth line into central London.
Hi.
Our first stop in central London was Mr. Simm's sweet shop for afternoon tea. Imagine stepping into Mr. Simm's old sweet shop, where the ambiance is a charming blend of vintage decor and the sweet, inviting scent of confections. Now, picture yourself settling down for an afternoon tea experience here, surrounded by the delightful nostalgia of a traditional British sweet shop. As you enter, you are greeted by the sight of wooden shelves lined with glass jars brimming with colorful candies. The decor, reminiscent of a bygone era, features dark wood accents, vintage posters, and period-appropriate lighting. The friendly staff, dressed in traditional attire, add to the authentic feel of the shop, making you feel as if you've stepped back in time. A cozy corner is set aside for afternoon tea, complete with charming teacups and saucers, delicate lace tablecloths, and classic tiered cake stands. The soft murmur of conversation and the occasional sound of children delighting in their sweet treats create a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Your afternoon tea experience begins with the selection of fine teas sourced from renowned tea merchants. Whether you prefer a robust English breakfast, a fragrant Earl Grey, or delicate Darjeeling, there is a tea suitable for every palate. The tea is served in beautiful antique teapots, adding to the nostalgic charm. The tiered cake stand arrives laden with an array of delectable treats. On the bottom tier, you'll find an assortment of freshly made finger sandwiches with classic fillings such as cucumber and cream cheese, smoked salmon and dill, and egg mayonnaise. These savory bites are light and satisfying, a perfect prelude to the sweet indulgences that follow. The middle tier features warm, freshly baked scones accompanied by clotted cream and a selection of jams. The scones are soft and crumbly, a delightful contrast to the rich, creamy toppings. The top tier is a feast to the eyes and taste buds, showcasing an assortment of sweet confections. There are delicate macarons in a variety of flavors, miniature Victoria sponge cakes, and a selection of Mr. Simm's finest chocolates and candies. These sweets are artfully arranged, making it almost too pretty to eat.
These actually are lollipops. They'll call it cake.
Hey, do that. No? I want to try. Whoa! Hey.
That legendary.
What's that?
No afternoon tea at Mr. Simm's would be complete without a final indulgence, a small box of your favorite treats to take home from the shop. As you sip your last cup of tea and enjoy the final bites of your treats, you can browse the shelves and select a few confections to take home, extending the sweet experience. Having afternoon tea at Mr. Simm's Old Sweet Shop is more than just a meal. It is an enchanting experience that transports you to a simpler time. The combination of traditional British afternoon tea with the whimsical charm of vintage sweet shop makes for a delightful and memorable outing. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion or simply indulging in a sweet treat, afternoon tea at Mr. Simm's is sure to be a highlight of your day. Our next stop is Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is one of the most iconic landmarks in London. It has a rich history that spans over 3 centuries. As the official residence of the British monarch, it has played a central role in the life of the British royal family and the history of the United Kingdom. In 1703, Buckingham Palace began as Buckingham House, built for John Sheffield, the Duke of Buckingham. The house was designed by William Wynne and constructed in a classical style. 1761, King George III purchased Buckingham House for his wife, Queen Charlotte, to use as a private retreat Known as the Queen's House, it became a comfortable family home close to St. James Place, where many court functions were held. In the 1820s, King George IV began transforming Buckingham House into a palace. He commissioned the architect John Nash to expand the building, adding 3 wings around the central courtyard. In 1837, when Queen Victoria ascended the throne, she became the first monarch to use Buckingham Palace as the official royal residence. Further modifications were made to accommodate the royal household and official state functions. 1847 to 1850, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert made significant changes, including the addition of the iconic East Front designed by Edward Bloor, which includes the central balcony used for public appearances by the royal family. From 1853 to 1855, the ballroom and the ball supper room were added, creating space for larger gatherings and state banquets. These expansions marked the transition of Buckingham Palace into a more grandiose and functional royal residence. In the early 1900s, King Edward VII and later King George V modernized the palace with new plumbing, electrical wiring, and improving heating systems. During World War II, Buckingham Palace was bombed 9 times during the Blitz. Significant damage occurred, but the royal family remained at the palace to show solidarity with the British people. The most notable damage was to the palace chapel. In 1952, Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne and made Buckingham Palace her official residence. The palace underwent further restorations and updates to accommodate modern amenities and security measures. In 1993, the staterooms of the Buckingham Palace were opened to the public for the first time to help fund the restoration of Windsor Castle after a fire. This marked a new era of public engagement with the monarchy. The palace's facade, designed by Aston Webb, was completed in 1913. The Portland stone facade is iconic and serves as a backdrop for many ceremonial events. The palace features 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms used for official and state entertaining. These rooms are lavishly decorated with artworks from the royal collection. Buckingham Palace is the site of numerous official events and ceremonies, including state banquets, investitures, and changing of the guard. The palace remains a symbol of the British monarchy and the nation's heritage. It continues to be the center of national celebrations and a focal point for the British people. Our next stop was Piccadilly Circus, which is a bustling public space and road junction in West End of London, known for its vibrant atmosphere, bright lights, and large electronic advertising displays. It serves as a major tourist attraction and a central hub for entertainment, shopping, and dining, making it a lively and iconic part of the city. Okay, so this is an evening tour of our Airbnb in London. Just walking in the front door. You close it. It's a very vintage house, which I love. Very secure. So, hallway. And then stairs. So as you walk in here, we have the dining room area. Now there's some really neat things about this house I'm going to feature, like the vintage decor here. Little candelabra, and we even have a piano. Very nice. Now going from there into the kitchen. The kitchen is absolutely stunning. We have a wood stove for heat, very vintage wood stove. It's very warm over there. Very eclectic kitchen. So we have here the refrigerator, freezer, plenty of cabinet space. Coming from the kitchen, right off of the kitchen, just past the stove, we have side door, place to hang your coats, and a small bathroom, and very eclectic vintage feel. Even look at that. Very vintage. Hamper. And then so we have just arrived at our Airbnb in London. We've had a very long day. Our airplane was delayed by about 2 hours, so we missed our first tour. And then we did manage to go out for afternoon tea and tour Piccadilly Circus and walk around London a bit. And now we are very familiar with the underground tube system today. We were on it for quite a bit. So I'm definitely loving this Airbnb kitchen here. It's very eclectic. I like the vintage decor. It's a very nice house. Looks like for school. Okay, so today is our first day in London, and it was a whirlwind. For starters, our plane was delayed by nearly 2 hours, so we actually missed our first tour. So I learned the hard way, do not book anything on day of arrival. But I'm going to reschedule that for 2 more days. In addition to that, we got to see Buckingham Palace. We started the day off with afternoon tea. That was lovely. And then we toured Buckingham Palace, took pictures, walked around Piccadilly Circus. So we did get some views and sights of London in. So this is our Airbnb. It is fabulous. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have a full day, and I'm bringing you along with me. So this is the main bedroom here, which was quite elegant with this vintage decor. This is also where I learned the difference between an actual bathroom and a water closet, because here attached we have a traditional bathroom. This room has double sinks, a bathtub, and a chair. There is no toilet in here. A true bathroom. Now down the hall, if you actually want a toilet, you could go to the water closet. And the water closet housed a toilet, a sink, and a very small shower. I have ordered from the Indian restaurant. I have butter lamb and some samosa, onion bhaji. Excited. It's really good. It's just, I would prefer it to be like spicy. It's actually sweet. This is my first time trying a British Indian curry from a British Indian place in the UK. And yeah, it's a sweet, it's just very sweet version of butter chicken or butter lamb. But it's good. It's good. So that concludes our day 1 tour of London. Stay tuned for day 2. It's a nice brisk day in London here, and I am outside of our mansion. We have a nice one bought in 1937 for $1,200. So here I am standing outside of our London mansion, getting ready for our day 2 tour of the city and the country of England. So very, very excited about visiting Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, especially as an English major, and also excited for seeing the food tours and Hampton Court Palace, which is where King Henry VIII lived. And we have a wide, a broad range itinerary, but of course things happen along the way, so we're going to be flexible and hope that we won't have too many delays and things.
naturally, but uses like a dry lemon and
Dry lemon.
yeah.
Have a dry lemon drink? And we are going. Day 3 in London. It's a beautiful day, as you can see. We are heading to the train. Hampton Court Palace, a stunning royal residence. Located on the banks of the River Thames in Richmond-upon-Thames, Greater London, is a historical and architectural marvel with over 500 years of rich history. This grand palace, known for its opulent Tudor and Baroque architecture, lush gardens, and significant historical events, offers a captivating glimpse into England's royal past. In 1514, Hampton Court Palace began its journey as a magnificent private residence built by Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, one of the most powerful men in England and a close advisor to King Henry VIII. Wolsey transformed the site into a lavish palace, intending it to showcase his wealth and influence. In 1525, Wolsey's grand ambition eventually drew the envy of King Henry VIII. In a strategic move to retain his favor, Wolsey gifted the palace to the king, marking the beginning of Hampton Court's royal history. From 1529 to 1547, King Henry VIII expanded and enhanced Hampton Court Palace significantly. He added the Great Hall, the Chapel Royal, and the Base Court, transforming the residence into a grand royal palace capable of hosting elaborate feasts and state functions. The palace became the backdrop for several key events in Henry's life, including his marriages to Anne Boleyn and Jane Seymour, the birth of his long-awaited male heir, Edward VI, and the tragic death of Jane Seymour shortly after childbirth also took place here. Hampton Court was a hub of Tudor court life known for its extravagant banquets, masques, and courtly entertainments. The palace's kitchen, among the largest in Tudor England, would cater to over 1,000 people. The palace also played a role during the English Reformation with Henry's break from the Catholic Church, leading to significant political religious changes. In 1647, during the English Civil War, King Charles I was held prisoner at Hampton Court Palace before escaping. The palace saw a period of neglect and partial disuse during the Commonwealth period. From 1689 to 1702, the palace underwent a significant transformation under the reign of William III and Mary II. They commissioned Sir Christopher Wren to redesign parts of the palace in a Baroque style, aiming to rival the grandeur of the Palace of Versailles in France. The result was the creation of the Grand Fountain Court and the impressive state apartments. The gardens were also transformed during this period with the introduction of the formal Baroque landscaping, including the Great Fountain Garden and the Privy Garden. Under George I and George II, Hampton Court continued to be used as a royal residence. However, subsequent monarchs preferred other palaces, leading to Hampton Court's gradual decline in royal favor. In 1838, Queen Victoria opened the palace and its gardens to the public, recognizing its historical significance. This decision marked the beginning of Hampton Court's transformation into a major public attraction. Significant restoration efforts have preserved Hampton Court's historical features. The palace has survived World War II with minimal damage and has since been carefully maintained and restored. Today, Hampton Court Palace is managed by the Historic Royal Palaces charity. It stands as a testament to England's rich history, offering visitors a chance to explore its grand halls, intricate tapestries, and extensive gardens. Hampton Court Palace is a majestic and storied residence that encapsulates the grandeur and drama of England's royal history, from its Tudor origins under Cardinal Wolsey and King Henry VIII to its Baroque transformation under William III and Mary II. The palace remains a symbol of royal power, architectural splendor, and historical significance. A visit to Hampton Court Palace is a journey through time, offering an immersive experience into the opulent world of England's past monarchs. The gardens at Hampton Court Palace are among the most exquisite and historically significant in England. They encompass over 60 acres of formal gardens and 750 acres of parkland, offering a captivating blend of Tudor, Baroque, and Victorian landscaping. After our day at Hampton Court Palace, we decided to stop for some pizza. However, this pizza was very interesting as it was an Asian pizza topped with tofu and some spicy jelly-like substance. After that, we decided to make our way to the Clink Street Prison Museum located in the heart of London's historic Southwark area. It offers a fascinating glimpse into one of England's oldest and most notorious prisons. The Clink Street Prison, operational from the 12th century until the late 18th century, has a rich and grim history that has inspired the museum dedicated to its story. In 1144, the Clink Street Prison was established as part of the estate of the Bishop of Winchester. It was initially used to incarcerate local criminals and individuals who had fallen afoul of the church's strict moral codes. The prison's name likely derived from the clinking sounds of the metal chains used to retain prisoners. The bishops of Winchester had significant power and influence in the area known as the Liberty of the Clink. They operated the prison to enforce both civil and ecclesiastical law. The surrounding area, including the notorious Bankside, became infamous for its brothels, theaters, and taverns, all under the bishop's jurisdiction. In 16th century, during the reigns of Henry VIII and Elizabeth I, the Clink prison housed many religious dissenters, including both Protestant reformers and Catholic recusants. It became notorious for its harsh conditions and brutal treatment of inmates. Prisoners in the Clink faced appalling conditions. Cells were overcrowded, dark and damp with little ventilation. Inmates had to rely on charitable donations for food and basic necessities. Wealthier prisoners could pay for better accommodations, a practice known as garnish. In the 17th century, during the English Civil War, the Clink was used to detain political prisoners and royalists. The prison's role in holding those opposed to the ruling powers of the time added to its fearsome reputation. By the late 18th century, the prison was in a state of decline. Changes in the legal system and construction of newer, more modern prisons led to the eventual closure of Clink in 1780. The building fell into disrepair and was largely forgotten as London continued to grow and modernize. Interest in the history of the Clink was revived in the 20th century, leading to the establishment of the Clink Prison Museum. The Clink prison, with its notorious reputation and long history, has held several notable prisoners over the centuries. John Rogers, imprisoned 1554. John Rogers was a Protestant clergyman and the first English Protestant martyr under Mary I. He was imprisoned in Clink for translating and compiling the Bible into English. After his imprisonment, he was transferred to Newgate Prison and eventually burned at the stake in Smithfield in 1555. If you decide to put the Clink Street Prison Museum on your itinerary, keep in mind that some of the torture device displays are actually quite scary for younger visitors.